What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell.
Because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Despite Europe being one of the most culturally, architecturally and naturally diverse continents on the planet, their banknotes are remarkably dull. It's a deliberate decision. They can't be seen to favour one country more than another, so the architecture and buildings they portray are all entirely fictional. It's a terrible shame, but I understand it. They can't just print hundreds of different designs, or it would be a nightmare and very easy to fool people with counterfeits. Enter the €0. These are souvenir notes, originally intended to promote tourism, but which have since evolved into an encyclopedia of the continent and beyond.
So basically, this means just like something you just bring back to the spot, put it in the frame and say, look what I got.
Right.
Nice looking. A zero note.
I would want to collect all of them.
Yeah, you can.
I said I wanted to collect them all because they would be about the different countries. It wouldn't be one country.
It's not just one. Oh, I thought it was all the same. I see the different. I see it. There's Waldo. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Though there are literally thousands of designs, meaning this is by no means an exhaustive list, I've tried to acquire at least one from every country.
See?
Let's begin our journey in France, where these banknotes were born in 2015. This is the Arc de Triomphe, and I actually bought this one from a vending machine inside the monument itself. At just over 200 years old, the Arc commemorates those who fought and died in both the French Revolution and Napoleonic Wars, and the landmark can be seen again on the Champs-Élysées €0, alongside the city's Egyptian obelisk. Next there's the Sacré-Cœur, the second most visited landmark in Paris, after of course the Eiffel Tower. Now these two notes are actually polymer, rather than the traditional paper feel of the euro. Although they normally make these in paper, I obtained them as part of a 2017 polymer collector's set. It's also worth pointing out that the Eiffel Tower features on all of the notes, both as one of the landmarks depicted on the reverse, and as this strange holographic shape in the top left of every design, portraying the landmark's footprint. This symbol also appeared on the last 200 French franc note before the introduction of the euro, featuring the tower's designer Gustave Eiffel. Now we leave Paris behind and travel to the magnificent Palace of Versailles, again part of the polymer series, before heading south to the Millau Viaduct, the tallest bridge in the world. Finally, for France, we visit the rarest €0 of them all, and what is in fact the single rarest, heading south to the Millau Viaduct, the tallest bridge in the world. Finally, for France, we visit the rarest €0 of them all, and what is in fact the single rarest banknote in my entire collection. Marineland is an aquatic zoo that in 2015 saw devastating floods. Many animals escaped, while some were left in mud-filled pools, and several even tragically died, including sharks, stingrays and turtles. Another casualty of the flood, however, was the €0 machine, destroyed and lost to the water, and nobody's precisely sure how many had been sold up until that point. Whatever the number...
So hold on, so that's like a small percentage of people who have this note.
Right.
Very small percentage.
So if you want it, you gotta go on eBay.
Now that one definitely probably like costs a lot.
Yeah. Let us know if you have this, and let us know if like they rebuilt it.
Right.
You know?
Wasn't a lot, and the surviving notes have since skyrocketed in value, becoming the most sought after of them all. With that, let's move on geographically to Monaco, the second smallest country in the world. We keep the aquatic theme and see two notes from the Musée Océanographique, a century-old marine museum, with the notes portraying a loggerhead sea turtle and the museum's cliffside face. Next is on to another tiny country, Andorra, sandwiched between France and Spain. The banknote features Casa de Laval, a historical house built in 1580 that serves as the headquarters of the country's general council, or parliament. Let's travel further west still to Spain, where we see the landmarks of Barcelona depicted beautifully on this note. There's a 140-year-old and still unfinished Sagrada Familia, which can be seen on the back of every note, as well as the Casa Mila, the Casa Ballo, the Lizard in Park Güell, and the Columbus Monument. From the polymer set, there's also the Santiago de Compostela Cathedral and the incredible Alhambra, a red palace and fortress complex that's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Next up is Portugal and another polymer note, featuring the Belém Tower, a 16th century fortification on the banks of the Tagus River in Lisbon. Interestingly, the tower now features on the back of each note, replacing Big Ben around 2016 or 17.
Oh wow.
I wonder whatever could have led them to remove Big Ben around that year. It's a mystery, But talking of Big Ben, let's continue our journey in the United Kingdom.
But I feel like the internet is undefeated. So someone, if y'all know the mystery, go ahead. Go ahead and crack the code. Put it in the comment section.
Now, the UK never adopted the euro, and as such, there are only a handful of €0 notes here. This design sees the landmarks of London, Big Ben, Tower Bridge, the London Eye, and Buckingham Palace, whilst one of the only other ones I could find sees the RMS Titanic. The Titanic is obviously the most famous ship in history, and was built in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and set sail on a disastrous maiden voyage from Southampton.
You don't want that's your favorite movie, though.
I know. I was about to say, Dion is probably like, girl, what? I don't know if I would want that, a souvenir of that one.
I can understand
it. Just feel like a bad omen. I don't think I would want that one.
Ooh, okay.
And listen, I am a movie theater geek. Okay? Movie and theater geek.
That's when you would put it like in the case and never open it again.
Yeah, don't even look at it. And
when you hear the conversation come up, you be like, I got one of them. But
it's like keeping a coin in your pocket or something. You know, I don't know about that.
I don't know. Let's know which ones you guys have so far.
Of Ireland, I have 5 notes, portraying a map of the country, a Celtic harp and shamrocks, the Foynes Flying Boat Maritime Museum, several landmarks from its capital Dublin, including the statue of Molly Malone, a note portraying landmarks from elsewhere in the country, including the Cliffs of Moher, and then a note dedicated to just the Cliffs of Moher. Next, let's sail upwards to Iceland, another country that, like the UK, doesn't use a euro, instead using the Icelandic krona. Because of this, no notes have been issued, with the exception of one from a series celebrating the 32 countries of the 2018 World Cup. It sees a player beside the incredible Church of Holgrimar in Reykjavik. Norway also doesn't use a euro, instead using the modern-looking Norwegian krone. And like Iceland, mainland Norway doesn't have any €0, although Svalbard, one of the nation's Arctic territories, does. The note features a polar bear with her cubs, beside one of the iconic polar bear warning signs. Yet again, Sweden doesn't use a euro, rather the Swedish krona, and as far as I can tell, this design of the old town island of Gamlestan is the only note to be issued there. But Finland, which does use a euro, offers significantly more designs. The 2 I have portray the skyline of capital Helsinki and Santa Claus, sold at the post office in Santa Claus Village, right up in the Arctic Circle. The post office receives letters to Santa from all over the world and is open year-round, featuring postal workers dressed as elves.
That's tight. That's great. Okay.
Next up is neighbouring Russia, which uses the Russian ruble. There are a good few €0 notes regardless, including this wonderful design of St. Basil's Cathedral, which many people mistakenly call the Kremlin, beside this building, which really is called the Kremlin. From Russia, it's on to Estonia, where we see Tallinn's beautiful medieval skyline, before travelling down to Latvia's capital Riga. This banknote sees a rather ornate House of the Blackheads, completely destroyed during the Second World War, but rebuilt over 50 years later in 1999. In Lithuania, we visit what's left of capital Vilnius's castle, rebuilt in 1933. The original castle can be seen on the old 50 Lithuanian liter banknote, the country's pre-euro currency. Now we reach Poland, who use a Polish zloty, and the €0 notes of which all seem to be remarkably sought after and expensive. I couldn't acquire any from Warsaw, so had to settle for this design from the city Legnica, depicting the Piast Castle, one of the largest in Poland. It also features what appear to be some very old coin designs, perhaps from the Piast dynasty, when the castle was built. From Poland, we dip down into Slovakia and see another castle, this time in Bratislava, which stands on an isolated hill in the otherwise flat capital. The Czech Republic is another country that doesn't use a euro, using one of my favourite European currencies, the Czech koruna. Nonetheless, there are quite a few €0 designs, but I had to pick this one from the Ústí nad Labem Zoo, featuring my favourite animal, the tapir.
I don't know, he said the polar bear was his favourite one. This one was pretty dope too now.
Yeah, the kids will love that one.
Yeah, I like how all the countries have it to where it's like an exciting thing for the €0, where no matter where you're traveling, you can go and collect one. Not every location, but for the most part, you can collect one. I like how they had that connection like that.
Yeah, I love that as well.
I'm aware how long and list-like this video's becoming, and I can even feel my own attention span slipping, so Austria is going to be the final country we look at in this particular video. Let's start in Hallstatt, an incredibly picturesque village on the shores of Lake Hallstatt. I actually have 2 banknotes from here, this traditional €0 and this strange green one. This is actually a rival company that prints its own notes, believe it or not. They're still based upon the original Euro design and also feature working security features including UV ink, microprint and a watermark, although this brand hasn't become nearly as successful. Anyway, next we visit Salzburg, home of legendary composer Mozart, before ending our tour in capital Vienna at the majestic Schönbrunn Palace, a note from the Polymer series. So this is where we put the bookmark, and we'll continue the journey in a few weeks' time, exploring the rest of Europe.
Yeah, we're going to separate that. Make sure you guys check his channel out. I like that he did Austria best for last. I ain't going to say best for last, because every one of these notes was pretty nice. But the fact it was UV light, you know what I'm saying, it had the green tint. Hey, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, my favorite one of all of these was the London one. I really did like that one.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Just, I don't know, their skyline just remind me of like a fair or like a fair. It looks fun.
I feel that, yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.